Hey, what's up? It's Lenny Schmidt. Welcome to Lenny Schmidt's Quarantine Comedy. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. This is a show where we talk to artists who have devoted their lives to an art that suddenly has been disappeared or taken away from them, and you get to catch up with them. First of all, do me a favor, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out a lot. It helps me to keep putting videos up on a regular basis. Today I took a shower, I put on a good shirt, I ironed it, pulled out the pretty camera, I put on pants to come here and do a new intro. And I just want to let you know that here at the LSQC, I think that's what it, yeah, Lenny Schmidt's Quarantine Comedy, we talk to all kinds of artists, performers, entertainers, in the professionals in the entertainment business, singers, songwriters, dancers, tons of comedians, actors, screenwriters, authors, casting people, agents, managers, sound technicians, lighting people, all kinds of professionals that work in entertainment specifically, and even more so live entertainment, who no longer have an opportunity to perform their art or their skill, the craft they spent over 30 years building. So if you get to watch the show and you get to catch up with them, and they show you how they've reinvented their careers a little bit, what they're doing now, what they changed to get around the COVID curveball, so to speak. And you guys get a chance to catch up with them and see where you can find out about their information, find out about their websites, maybe go to their Venmo, buy some merch. They get to keep in touch with their fan base. It's a win-win for everybody, if you think about it. I get to do the show. I'm here every Monday and Wednesday, 6 o'clock Pacific, streaming live on YouTube. And then afterwards, the show stays up on YouTube forever and becomes a podcast a day later. So there you go. And we are sponsored by no one. We have no sponsors, no commercials. You don't have to worry about any of that. We're supported solely by you guys, the fans, supporters, and the artists that watch the show on a regular basis. If you feel like you would like to support the show in any way, shape, or form, please go to any one of the options listed right there above. If I taped this correctly, it should be right up there. If not, if you just go to lennyschmidt.com/if you can, there's a number of different options there that you can support the show financially. There's Venmo, Cash App, the website. You can go PayPal, credit card, anything you can do, any amount you can give at all to support the show so that I can support the artist will help everyone. And if you enjoy all the content I produce online, there's this show, there's the Reconnecting Comedy, there's a lot of content. I've put up over 200 hours of content on the internet over the last year. You can join the Patreon page as well. Go to Patreon, search Lenny Schmidt Comedy, and you got all kinds of ways to support me and my online endeavors. So that's all. So check out the show. My light just went out, so that means I got to go. Enjoy the show. Boom! There we are. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Lenny Schmidt's Quarantine Comedy. Thanks for being here. Sorry for the late start. It's the kids from Westview. It's their fault. I think we all know they don't have their shit together. And they caused chaos over the weekend. By the way, if you watched the Reconnecting Comedy show Saturday night, thank you so much. Thank you for watching the show. Thank you for supporting it. Thank you for liking the video. By the way, like this video. Like this one right now. Do it. Stop what you're doing. Put down your sandwich. Hit the like button. Just hit a thumbs up. I'm going to do it. Look, I'm going to do it. I don't care. Look, I like my own video. I don't care. I like my own video. I don't give a shit. It's my video. I can do it. Hey, if you watched Reconnecting Comedy, thank you so much for your support and financial support and watching the show. Great response from the show. Thank you so much. My daughters are very proud because they were in a couple of sketches and they got most of the attention, as always. That's pretty much how it works for all the stuff I put online, is the girls get all the attention. So there you go. Thanks so much. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to get moving pretty quick here because our guest has a heart out. She's got rehearsal tonight. She's a professional. She's working, man. She's got shit going on. She doesn't have time to sit around and talk about
the shit I talk about, because I don't talk about much. I babble. Speaking of babbling, let's go to the board, man, really quick. There's a lot of viewers already, guys. Thank you so much for being here. It is Monday. Thank you. I fixed the comments, Alex. Thank you for catching that. If it wasn't for you guys saving my ass, I would be lost constantly. I do have the Bears hat. I'm not retiring the Bears hat, Ben Magley. Thank you. I was going to say something nice about the Packers, but now go fuck yourself. How's that? If you're going to pick on my Bears. So there you go. All right, I will say something nice about the Packers. Aaron Rodgers just donated $1 million to local businesses in Green Bay to help small businesses in the Green Bay area, and that is awesome. I give him proper respect. I hate the Packers, and I hate him as the quarterback. You know, he's still great because he beats my team all the time. But let's be honest, he's maybe the greatest quarterback ever to play, and that's an awesome move. Also, congratulations. One last sports thing. Congratulations to the Arizona Cardinals. That was, what am I, 80? The Arizona Cardinals that just signed J.J. Watt. Man, good for you guys. Talk about a guy that helps the community. There's another guy that has pumped a ton of money into Houston and did nothing but help and support people that were in trouble in the Houston area, and he will continue to do so in Arizona. You guys are very lucky, not to mention that he's a badass football player. All right, back to the board really quick. Larry Warden's here. Thank you very much, sir. I'm glad that you're here. I should wear a White Sox hat. Next time I'll wear the White Sox. Wait, I'm sorry. I was running late, so I threw on a Bears hat. When are you going to take them off the payroll? Oh, the Westview kids? I can't take them off the payroll because we're in the middle of COVID. That's how it works. I hired the kids during COVID. You can't fire anyone now during COVID. It's impossible. Plus, I'm in California. There's a lot of rules here in California. We're still shut down completely. We can't go anywhere. We can't leave the house in California. Literally. There's a sniper outside of my building with a gun pointed at this house. I can't leave unless I'm going to do my stupid Uber Eats job. So there we go. That's it, man. All right, man. Let's get to it. Folks, your guest, I have a whole bunch of stuff today. I'm going to try not to screw this up, but let's give it a shot. Bam. There we go. Your guest I met on Carnival Cruise Line. She is an amazingly talented singer, dancer, performer. I can't believe she agreed to do the show. Let's get it over with before she realized she made a terrible mistake. So let's give you a little taste. This is a little taste of my friend Lauren Richards. We have a couple of things to show you tonight, but this is just a little taste of Lauren Richards kicking some ass on a cruise ship somewhere in the middle of the ocean. Yeah, every once in a while, I book someone with real talent on this show, and I did tonight. Folks, give it up for the one and only Lauren Richards. There she is with me. Look live. There she is in person.
Hi.
How's it going?
Live and in person. I miss you. This was so fun.
I miss
just watching you right now. Doing my thing. It's like,
thank
you're
you.
hilarious.
Oh, shut up. Stop. I mean, don't stop. Tell me how funny I am. Thank you. That's cool. No, I appreciate it. Thank you very much, man. I have a good time with this. This is cool, man. And every time,
this is awesome.
I went online, found a bunch of stuff from you. You look fantastic. Look at you. You got a whole setup at the house there. Is that the deal? Look at you. Are you in a studio? You don't mess around, man.
I know. I'm in a little at-home studio that I created basically once COVID happened.
Right.
It was a room filled with just crap. Boxes and boxes of crap, and I was like, let's make this something nice.
I think so many people did that. They have a room full of shit, and they go, I'm going to do something in here, I think. It's like a year later. Well, you're in California here somewhere, right? Aren't you?
I am, yes, just outside of LA. So I'm not quite in the city, but
yeah, you're still close enough. Yeah, but you're still on the West Coast. You still have to follow the same bullshit regulations that we're following, right? Can't go anywhere, mask, the whole deal.
Mm-hmm.
I know. It's very frustrating. but it's been a year. And how are you doing? How you holding up? You're in quarantine. You look good. Everything's great. Now you were off ships before the quarantine hit. Is that correct?
Yes. So I stopped in 2018.
Right.
I was like, let's try some land stuff. I went and I got a job working with a casting director, and I was just kind of assisting him, sort of learning the ins and outs of that sort of field, trying to decide if that was what I was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got a job at the Hollywood Roosevelt cocktail serving around the pool and decided that was better money. So
yeah, dude, that's a badass. Yeah, it's a great hotel to be serving in. Are you kidding me? The Roosevelt?
Yeah.
That's top of the line.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
badass. So
I did that for 2 years, and then all this stuff happened.
And then the shit hit the fan. Right. Okay. All right. Well, how you holding on? Well, now, let me ask you this, because I know you're in the band. We're going to talk about it in a second, which is Circle the Earth, correct? That's the name of the band. Yeah. I know you got a couple of videos out. That was the promo picture I used for you today was your promo from the band. It's very badass. Yes. Do you want to talk about that? What are you guys doing now? You guys did you form during COVID? You did, right?
Very, very bizarre. Basically, I lost all the jobs, and then I have a friend who I basically owe my entire career to. His name is Jonathan Tessero, and he sent me this audition for this band, and I was like, this is not going to go anywhere. Everything's shut down. Like, who are we going to play for, right? So, right. But sent my stuff in, auditioned for them a few times, and then got the gig in May, and they had already been established. But the 2 backup singers that had been working with them before got the hicks. I don't know the whole situation, but thank you very much for that happening, because I joined and my co-singer Whitney Kaufman joined, and yes, we've been working since May weekly, just making music. We rehearse every Monday and Wednesday, so that's what I'll have to go after.
Right.
And yeah, we just started making music videos, like trying to think outside the box, like what is the stuff that we actually can do while the world is shut down, to make sure that when it does open up, we're like ready.
Right.
So we've got a full show like ready to go. Somebody call us, any booking agent, we're ready. And it's kind of the band is a cross between rock music and then like a girl group, pop group. It's, to me, I'm like, I've never seen anybody do this before, because we sing and dance, but then we have a full rock band behind us jamming out. We have incredible musicians. So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens with us once the world does open. And we have 2 singles that are currently out. Our most recent one came out 2 weeks ago, and that's called Dead. It's doing pretty well. I think it's got like almost 250,000 views right now.
You got a ton of hits,
so
man. Yeah. Hold on.
So yeah.
I love the band. First of all, you're right about, I'm a metal guy, so I love the hard rock thing. And you guys, you're like a hybrid where you're right, you morph it together, and it's really awesome to watch. It's awesome to watch the vibe, because I dig that. There's a style that's kind of, there's almost, I'm trying to think, there's this thing that was, a buddy of mine used to watch this style in Japan that was hard metal but it was more of a teeny bop thing. You know what I mean? But it was a mesh. But you guys, it's a good mesh of the two. I got both videos here, by the way. I can show the videos here, which I plan on doing,
nice.
If that's cool. If you're cool with that, I got to check. But
yeah, of course.
All right. But I love anytime you can take a hard guitar and mix it with like beautiful voices and hot dancing. It's a great mix. First of all, it sounds great, and the videos are awesome. By the way, the videos look fantastic. I mean, it's really great work. This isn't just crap you threw together in a garage. You guys are doing some quality stuff.
Right.
It's really good for you. I'm happy for you, because first of all, I've always loved your work, but I see you in a band thriving, something like this that kicks ass. That is awesome. I'm good for you. I'm happy for you. Yeah, you look happy. You look very happy.
Yes, I'm having fun. It's kind of funny how life happens, because I was pretty sure I was done. Like you just think like, all right, I did the singing thing, I did the dancing thing, I'm gonna go like do something else, change up the
right,
the occupation a little. I was like, let me go into hospitality. I'm good at that. I can smile and serve drinks, and so I was gonna full on. I mean, I was working like 40 something hours a week at the hotel, and then when all of this happened, it was like, what do I do now?
Oh, wow. See,
Didn't know how long it was going to last.
that's a great example, though, because one of the things I talk about in the show a lot is people that, I mean, COVID came and just messed with everybody. It screwed everybody up on so many levels. But I'm always interested to see how people overcame it and adapted and how they, I mean, and I always find it, you know what? I find it motivating, especially from entertainers. It seems like entertainers, especially, and artists, have always find a way to get through adversity. You know what I mean? Because first of all, to get where you're at is just not an easy. You don't just sign up and all of a sudden you're singing on a cruise ship somewhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got a career, you got to commit, and you sacrifice, and there's a lot of things you got to get over, and just to get as far as you've gotten in your life. So when COVID hit, I talked to people about how you reinvented yourself, and you're a great example because this is, I mean, you're right. You're like, fuck it, I'll just wait tables, and then bam. You're back in a band. You're like, oh shit, look what happened to me in the middle of COVID. That's really weird.
Exactly.
But
it was
that's
the
powerful.
opposite of what a lot of people went through.
I love it. I love that. All right. Well, let's show one of them now, man. What do you want me to do? It's your call, man. I got both videos here, man. I'll load.
Well, let's show them Dead because it's the most recent one, and it's like the big production. We worked really hard on this one. So
this is beautiful. All right. All right, man. Sit back, guys. Enjoy yourselves. This is Circle the Earth, Dead.
Oh, he's dead. He's f***ing with my head already. This one holds me at a ransom, haunts me like a phantom. Too hard to call it quits, so what a risk in that one. Body like a fun house, no shame with a big mouth. He writes a funeral before he wins. I'm hearing things. Your charm is so damn loud. I'm still in trance. Keep your poison out. Too many exits and those turn to exits. Oh no. Body's talking sorry, but no chance tonight. Want your filthy fire to bring me to life. You can gamble your fun, but you're dead if you want some. Oh, he's dead. He's f***ing with my head already. Handsome, got a face of an actor, but I know what he's after. So hard to bury him, yeah, when he sins in this one. Haunts me with the drama. Let's go on my karma. I'll be under his spell, I know he will. Handsome, you got a face of an actor. I thought hard, but I know what he's after. So hard to bury him, yeah, when he sins. I'll be wishing on the spot that this can be the end. This one, he try to haunt me with the drama. The general, last go on my karma. See, I'll be under his spell. Black magic, I know it well. So many exits and those turn to exits. So many exits and those turn to exits. Too many exits and those turn to exits. Oh no. Body's talking sorry, but no chance tonight. Want your filthy fire to tonight. You can gamble your fun, but you're dead if you want some. Body's talking sorry, but no chance tonight. Want your filthy fire to bring me to life. You can gamble your fun, but you're dead if you want some.
Dude, that is so badass. I love that video. I watched that one first this morning. The best part is me watching. I can see you while the music is playing, so you're rocking out to your own music. That's the best part. You're like, I'm like, man,
I
you're
can't
really,
help but do it all in my brain.
I love it, dude. I love you still. It shows you love your own stuff. That's the coolest part. You know what I mean? You could have got up and went and got a sandwich there. You're like, no, I'm making it happen.
True.
Yeah.
Smoke break.
I'll be back. Awesome. So, what do you guys? Do you have any plans to do anything live? Have you guys worked anything out yet? Because nothing's really open here.
So, yeah, I mean, we're shooting a video a week from today. That's gonna feel like a live show, but we're doing it in the studio that has like all this high tech equipment, and that way we can kind of broadcast it on a similar platform like this. But I don't really know how it's going to work.
Right.
So fingers
Yeah.
crossed.
Yeah, you're just kind of
But we're
showing
doing
up.
that. Yeah, exactly.
You're showing up, trusting them. All right, let's do it. Let's give it a shot. All right.
Yeah, basically. I mean, I'll throw in my 2 cents whenever I feel like they need it, but it seems like somebody
Right.
has it under control.
Well, they're starting to open more stuff up now, even here in California, man. There's news today about them opening the schools next month, and they were talking about opening the gym, which would be great. It would be great. The gym. We're the only state without a gym right now, which is really annoying. So I mean, they're opening more. I mean, the numbers are so low down. I mean, I don't know. I'm no scientist, you know what I mean? But the numbers are so low, and more people are getting the vaccine. I'm getting the vaccine this week for the first shot. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. We'll see. I'm supposed to get it tomorrow, so if I make the show Wednesday, I'm okay. If not, we'll see. But tomorrow's my first shot. I want to go to the board because people are making tons of comments about you. I have a lot of people. Let me rephrase that. I have people to watch. I have not a lot of people to watch the show, but they watch religiously. So I have a loyal following, and they're here all the time. So
Love that.
So we're gonna jump in because someone made a comment about your eyebrows. Larry Warden says you have the best eyebrows he's ever seen. That's pretty impressive. And then Steve Reisman, who's from Chicago, he said, "Not a video I could watch with my wife." He's like, "You guys are all hot." So they're keeping it clean, but yeah, you guys are that's a very smoky video, and the red dress is always a big winner for me. You look great in the red dress, so very nice.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. We played a little bit we got to have a lot of input in the stuff that we wore and stuff like that. I was very concerned though when I saw that little dance break number, and I was like, oh, that's my ass. Wow. Okay.
Is that my ass? Is that my ass sticking out? Yes, it is, Lauren. We didn't cover that in the notes? Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's my ass. That's all right. It's one of those things you see in the video afterwards, and you're like, oh, my God, that is my ass. Like,
exactly. And then you're like, don't show mom and dad.
No. Well, it looks good. I don't know if I can say that anymore. It's a nice ass. Can you say that these days? I don't know what's proper and what's not proper. I don't want to be yelled
I'll take
at.
it.
Okay, I'm going to give it to you then. There you go. That's good. Okay, and then and everybody says everybody loves the video, man. I love the work, man. It's really good. What about so you shoot a video next week, and then obviously you guys are kind of hand strapped as far as what you can do until shit opens up.
Yeah.
You haven't thought about going on the road or out of state or anything like that, have you?
Yes, we have. Preferably out of the country, actually.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah,
Smart move.
I mean that's ideal. We're trying to. We have some people in Asia that are pitching us to some venues there to maybe do a tour over there.
Yeah.
Because they're like normal.
Sure.
Like really just all back to normal. I mean, they have protocols and stuff. I think you still have to quarantine for 2 weeks when you get there, but then
Right.
you're like, free to live your life. So we're doing that. We're also working with producer Jim McGorman. He's worked with Avril Lavigne and Cher and all kinds of people, and he's working on a new single for us. So hopefully that's going to be like our big break single.
Right.
This is, since I started, we're slowly, creeping up the ladder on quality and, getting good content and making sure that our show is tight and super professional. So we work on the live shows, but we also work on producing new music and making sure that we have loads of stuff ready to go.
Right.
As soon as it's all open.
Do you have now? Are you releasing a track individually, or have you dropped a whole album? And where can they find that? Where can they find your music?
So it's just singles right now. We have 2 singles that are out. You can find them on any of your favorite streaming services, right? iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Spotify, all of the above.
Right.
Circle the Earth. We have a single called Could Be You, and then Dead, and then hopefully this next one that we should be working on maybe starting this week. So
right.
See.
How you do?
Yeah, it takes time, but
Yeah, of course.
I'm like, let's go.
You have no patience. You know what? That's what sucks is the fact that it takes time. You know what I mean? Like, you'll do something like I did a show Saturday, and there was a video in there, 3-minute sketch of me and my daughters. It literally took me 3 days to edit it. I'm so mad. I'm like, this is taking forever. Why can't I know the vision's in my head? You know what I mean? Like, you get what you want to do, and you just want to go poof, there it is, and it just takes a lot of work. And especially you guys, man. You guys, it's a lot of rehearsal and a lot of syncing, man. You guys are all working now. The young ladies that you're singing with, did you know them before the band, or you met them as you got into the band?
No, I met them as I got in, and yeah, they're great. It's very odd when you have that many people on stage it's egos and they're entertainers. So it's amazing that we all get along as well as we do.
Yeah, right.
I think. But we all come from we just like try to come from a place of humility, and we all want the project to be good. So it works really well. The three of us get along really well. We do pop star training every week. That's what I like to call it. It's 2 hours every Wednesday. We'll meet with our choreographer, and we do a workout. We do a heels class to train our big old legs on how to like do a full hour-and-a-half show in heels, and still look good.
Oh my God.
And then we do choreography. So it really is like pop star training.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's badass. I can't believe you call it heels class. Man, it's tough to be a woman. Holy crap. I couldn't do any of that stuff. You know what I mean? I'm lucky just telling jokes. That's got to be it's a training. I was reading an article. With Mick Jagger was talking about. I read his workout program to go on tour, and I was like, "What the? I couldn't do that." And he's like, he was being interviewed. He's like, yeah, you can't just go out there and do the show. He goes, I gotta be. Plus, what is he? 90? He's like, I'm old. I gotta be able to work out a little bit. So yeah, you got to be ready to do. I mean, you got to be ready to be and to take. That's got to take a lot out of you to be an hour. I'm just babbling now. To be in shape to do an hour show.
Yeah.
And not just 1 hour, but like if you're gonna do shows during the week, you say you're doing 3 to 5 shows a week, maybe more, right? Yeah, right. Tour over.
Yeah, I mean, it is stamina, and because we don't play to tracks, which is a really cool thing about our band. I think that everything is live.
Right.
When we play live, so we have to be like wailing, being able to like sing and blend, plus like jamming out and
No, that's like that's a real band. That's one of the things the Ships did. I thought that I hated they did years ago, which I think you were still there I know you were there when they were doing some of this. When they switched to tracks, they stopped using the band on stage and they used tracks. And even fly-on performers would hate it. They'd show up and they'd have to bring a playlist, and they're like, all right, I guess I'll bring because then it's almost like you're doing karaoke,
Right.
But in order for you to mesh,
to incorporate some of it now, like in the more recent shows, they started to incorporate the live band again. I think that got axed as soon as I don't know when that's ever going to come back because they lost so much money this last year.
Plus, I don't think they're going to want to do that because of the amount of people involved now they're streamlining everything. You know what I mean?
Right.
If they do just one person with nobody, they would do that in a heartbeat.
Exactly.
Right.
They're going to come back and there's just going to be animatronic people and then one guy.
Yeah, but it took so much. When I first started doing the Ships years ago, one of the coolest things I thought that I really loved about the Ships was that's when they had musicians. They had the main band, they had the side bands, they had other bands, and every once in a while they would do a blues night, and then a bunch of the musicians would just get together and go, "You want to do a blues night?" Go, "Yeah, no problem. We got you get an extra C night, or you got to call the deviation. You can't go to a port." They'll make up shows to the last minute, and they'll go, "Let's do a blues show." Yeah. And those were the best shows, was to sit down and watch the real musicians, the singers like you, to walk in and just bust out a show off the top of your head. That's talent. I mean, that was the stuff that always blew me away.
I loved doing that because like on the trips, the contract can get a little mundane because you're just doing the same thing over and over and over. So when that kind of thing would happen, and we would be like, "All right, what can we put together in an hour of all the songs that we know, that the band knows, or whatever?" That stuff was so fun. I did that. I don't know if you ever saw it, but I actually developed an 1.5 hour long Michael Jackson tribute show because of that.
Oh, did you really? Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
Yeah. And, I could kind of pass for him.
No, I saw some of that online today. Some of that, when I was bouncing around looking at all your stuff online, I saw some of it. Yeah, that's smart, though. Yeah. But at least it gives you something to mix it up a little bit too. You know what I mean? You can try to do something
Right,
different.
exactly.
Like you said, it gets
Yeah.
mundane, and I can imagine when you're doing the same show every night. So it's nice to get a curveball. I used to love those nights, especially the nights when, well, the hurricane season, again, it's not great to have hurricanes, but, you know, you get an extra 3 days at sea. Suddenly we're doing Liars Club, and there's all kinds of stuff we're making up on the fly. Those were the funnest nights to me, is when you would just create as you would go along.
And you guys would be stuck, right? Like, if you had to get off in a port, like, they would be like, okay, room for this guy. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, that would happen a lot, which I didn't care. I was like, I kind of like that part about it. I like chaos. I grew up in chaos, so when shit happens that goes wrong, I'm like, okay, cool, everything's going wrong, perfect. That I can figure this out. You know what I mean? And then they'll
That
go.
was kind of how I was when COVID happened. I mean, I know, like, for most people, it hasn't been that way, but I was like, all right, you know, if it's out of your hands and there's nothing that you can do, it's like, in a way, there's a little bit of freedom with that, because you just have to make it work. You know,
right.
What do you fix to do?
Well, it's also that unpredictability. Like, I was talking to a friend of mine. Like, I have my daughters live with me now here in LA, and I envy. I was looking at a buddy of mine. He goes on the road, and he has no girlfriend, no kids, no nothing, and he was getting ready to move. And I go, dude, I kind of envy that time. I remember that time of not having, just having like one box of shit and a car. I lived on the road for like 5 years doing stand-up, and literally all my shit was in a car. And I was like, I kind of missed that at the last minute, going, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to go to Vegas for 4 days and just kill 4 days, or go to a town. Like, I would happen a lot. I'd go to a town and like meet a girl or meet somebody and, you know, hang for like 3 days. Like, oh, I'll stay in Phoenix for 3 days. Okay, man, I missed that freedom of being able to do whatever. But part of that is that unpredictability and chaos, which is almost COVID was when it showed up. That everything was thrown so weird. No matter what you had planned was gone. All like your job, doctor appointments, gym. I mean, everything changed. Where you just, you know, you're sitting in your house in a big pile of toilet paper, going, what are we gonna? I don't know what we're gonna do. Is that, you know, that unpredictability.
That was great. It's just strange to think that was almost exactly a year ago that happened. It feels like it's been the longest year ever.
I know.
Like,
I know.
Maybe because I feel like I got a lot done finally, you know, all those projects that like that you put to the side for years and years and years. Okay. Now you have no excuse. And I was like, all right, I have to work out every day. It's the only way I keep saying.
Yeah, but you did, but you got shit done. That was my point. Like, I've got some friends, you know, I'm not going to mention their names, but I got a few friends that are just sitting in their house waiting for the ships to call them back. You know what I mean? And I feel bad. I'm devastated. I'll talk to some of those guys. I'll be like, how you doing? They're like, not good. I'm hoping we sail again in May. I'm like, dude, you got to find something else. I mean, you got to find another. Yeah. If this did, it was because I always joke about this. Right before COVID hit, I used to joke all the time that my job was bulletproof. I was like, dude, there's no way. Comedy's going nowhere, and cruise ships are going nowhere. I go, I was into the retirement slide. I go, I can do this for 20 years, and I don't give a shit. That's it. I'm perfect. You know what I mean? I can. Yep. And then COVID came, and it all went, and you're like, holy crap! And if that didn't show you how fragile everything is, you know?
Yes, exactly. Yes. Exactly. All of the reliable jobs, the things that we thought, like, I was like, you know, ships was always just a possibility, right? Like, if everything goes tits up, I can always go back to ships type thing. Right. And the same thing with the restaurant industry. It was like, okay, like, this isn't going anywhere. People were always going to need to go eat someplace. And then, okay, we found the one thing that was going to destroy both of those professions. Like,
yeah, it's insane. It's worse for the restaurant industry, obviously. Like you said, we always had ships to go back, because once you're a proven cruise ship entertainer, you can walk back to that anytime, or you could walk back to that anytime. And I'm sure in about a year when things get geared up again, I think even more so in a few months, because they're going to need, they're definitely going to need entertainment on ships. And they're going to need people they can depend on, because, you know, first of all, they're losing a lot of people now over the last year. I know a lot of people that are like, I'm never going back to ships. I'm just not doing it.
Because finally they had no choice. They had to find another profession, and then they found something that they either like better, or, you know, that they're more excited about, so that they don't need it anymore. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who is willing to go back. Especially, I don't know if you heard any about this, but the rules for them, when it's still pandemic time, if they're going to start sailing, the rules for anyone that's employed, it was something insane. Like, you can't leave the cabin at all. you can't go out in port. Like part of the fun is going out in port, but you weren't going to be allowed to go out in port unless it was like specific locations in a specific shuttle.
Right.
But yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
Yeah. No, right.
Sounds
There's a lot of, you know what they'll do is I think they'll weed out a lot of people that were there before, and they'll get a lot of new people to sign on for this new career.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It'll be totally different than, I mean, look at what it was like when we were on maybe about, 4 or 5 years ago or 3 years ago. And then you look at 15, 20 years ago. I hear the stories about 15, 20 years ago, and ships were crazy back then, There were a lot of weird stories
Like,
about
lines of coke.
Yeah, dude,
in the
yeah,
crew
people
bar.
smoking pot downstairs in I-95 and people making out and just drinking and chaos. And I mean, it was a shit show. It was crazy back then. And even, there were people that complained about the way it was when we were there. But yeah, those port days were the best, to get off and spend a whole day in a port. So, I don't know. We'll see if they're going to be restricted. Someone just asked me, I'm going to go back to the board really quick because somebody asked, are you, Keith, my buddy Vince wants to know, are you thinking about going back to cruise ships ever?
Not
Yeah.
if I can help it.
Yeah, right. I don't like you. You got a good thing with the band. Is phenomenal.
Yeah.
First of all, and here's another. We were talking about people finding other careers. It'd be different if the ships were shut down for like a month or 2 or 3, but it's been a year. So if people are into another, even I'm going, I could live without the ships. You know what I mean? There was a time at the beginning where it's like I'm going to be screwed, but after a year, I'm going. I can make this. I can make this work. I can figure it out.
Yeah, you make it work, and I mean, I also did it for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
So going back, I think would feel a little. I don't think I would enjoy it as much.
Well, you could. You would be cool, like for you, to be a fly-on, to be like a fly-on entertainer, to do more of a guest show do your own show, almost like the Michael Jackson type package, or your own hour-and-a-half show. You know what I'm talking about? And then because I don't think there's any way you would go back to crew. You know what I mean? To be that, that's insane. Because and even then, I never understood this, and I don't know why they do this. It's like a Love Boat thing, or whatever. But singers and dancers and anybody in the band, I would see you guys walking around doing stuff like bingo or doing stuff during the day, and I was like, why are you guys? I don't know why they got the entertainers doing that stuff. You know what I mean? The entertainers should be entertainers. That always blew me away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was something you guys were required to do, or the Just Ask thing, where that was the worst day ever, when people get on the first day of the cruise and ask you questions like, "Where's the food?" The pool, and the same question they always ask.
That was the question. That was the one. Where's the food? Where's the libido deck? I don't know. All kinds of weird.
There's a libido deck? Wait a minute. We're on different ships, man. I should have done that ship. That would have been a lot more fun.
Yeah. I would go back as a fly-on, though. That would be the only.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is like, even as a fly-on, because I've already a couple of cruise lines have talked to me and sent me emails, and I've talked to my agent and stuff, and they're like, well, here's what we're thinking. And I'm going, well, I would, it depends on A, the money, and then B, because there's going to be, for us, for any fly-on, there's going to be more shows, which is fine. I'm fine with more shows, but then we'll just go from there. But then I'm only going to do, it depends on how long, the big question too is, how long are you willing to do? And I'm like, well, it depends on the money, between 2 to 6 weeks. If the money stays the same, I'll go out for 6 weeks. I have no problem with that. But if the money is lower, I'm thinking like 2 weeks tops. There's no way. And it depends on how low. If it's too low, I'll be like, well, I'm not going out for that. That's crazy,
Right.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess
it's all about that.
It's all about
cruise ships is like,
all,
how much you pay me, and then I'll tell you.
Yeah. Well, guest entertainer is the way to go, especially for you. Like, I can't see you going back to a cruise scenario. That would be stupid. You know what I mean? It'd be crazy.
Yeah.
You're your own pack. And now you got so much cred that if you wanted to, you could easily walk in and do a guest, and they would hire you in a heartbeat. It would be crazy not to, on multiple lines,
Thank you. We'll see.
We'll see. Well, I'm calling them all now. I'm calling all the lines. Hey, you should hire Lauren immediately. Steve Reisman said also, he's a guy from Chicago, because I met him on Norwegian. He said recorded music is why they stopped going to Carnival and switched to Norwegian. That's exactly why they switched over. Because Norwegian's got, because I do both lines, Norwegian's got a ton of entertainment and full bands and all kinds of stuff. And it's insane. They'll do 4 or 5 shows, not to mention there's a piano bar, then there's a piano guy, and then there's a soloist all over. I mean, there's so much music and talent all over that ship. It's insane. It's a lot.
Yes. And I feel like, because cruise ships got a bad rap for the longest time, but some of the most insanely talented people on the face of the planet have been working on cruise ships. Like just that can pick any genre. Now when I talk about it and people are like, oh, so what kind of music did you sing? And I was like, I sang everything.
Yeah.
Like
right.
I had to sing in Spanish, in English. I had to sing Phantom of the Opera one time. So it was like, you have to be able to be adaptable, and a lot of people don't have that anymore. So to me, it's like a real, to have cruise ships as a background thing is kind of an accomplishment. I think.
No, it's a huge accomplishment because I was always, when I first got on, I was blown away by the amount of talent they had on those ships. There were some guys. There's a guy named Orley. I can't remember his last name. He's gonna kill me. He's a guitar player out of Miami. He is one of the best guitar players I've ever seen in my entire life. He's a soloist, and he does a Carlos Santana tribute show along with his solo stuff. And he just shreds. I mean, and he would play the cigar bar. So I'd finish my show, go upstairs and sit there and watch his show. And man, I mean, he was like, I'm not kidding. I was blown away by how good he was as a guitarist, And you see guys like that. You see people like that are so good. And they're so, that was what I was talking about that blues show earlier. Like you're such a good entertainer. They could even look at you and go, we need a country show. And you'd go, okay, I can do it. No problem. And you can put together a country show. That's how good and deep you are as an entertainer. They need more of that.
Right. Exactly. I think so too. And, I feel like a lot of guys and girls end up on ships because it's a consistent gig, it's hard to find that kind of stuff on land that's going to be, money coming in all the time, no matter how good you are, like it's who and it's networking and, getting lucky sometimes. So, yeah, I think that's probably why so much talent ends up on those ships because you're like, well, I got to make a living. At the end of the day.
Plus you're dependable. You know what I mean? Like like you can book a guy if you book a club in LA and you're just doing shows on the weekend, you book a band one time and it doesn't go well, you just don't book that band again. And there's a million musicians, you can find another band. But if you're on a cruise ship, you've got to be as I tell comics this all the time. There's no time for a bad show on a cruise ship. You maybe have one bad show, but you can't do this thing where you blame the audience because if you blame the audience more than once, you're fired. You're gone. You got to be able to handle those crowds, and you never know what kind of crowds get on a cruise ship. You know what I mean? You never know who you're gonna look at. Sometimes
the most diverse people for sure.
Yeah, and they'll catch you off guard sometimes.
Yeah, and you don't. They don't. Most of them, especially with Carnival, I find that they don't go to these types of shows in life, right? Like they don't find a comedy show and they don't find a review show. So this is their first time, like a window into this level of entertainment. So, the reaction is going to be all over the place sometimes.
Right. And some people don't know how to act when they're at a show either. some people act like animals. And you're like, will you sit down? You've never been to a show before? Sit down, shut up. You're not part of the show.
Yeah, exactly. Throw your glass at them.
Yeah, I wish I could get away with that sometimes. That would be the best.
Right.
Okay, so you got to leave here by 7. I can show the other video. Do you want me to show the other video? It's your call. We can show which one.
Sure. This video was the first one that we did. I ended up actually designing the costumes because it was kind of all thrown together a little bit, but I'm still pretty happy with how it all turned out. It was, it's different than Dead for sure. So that'll be interesting to hear what people think about this one.
Right. Hold on a second. Hold on. I gotta find it.
Those damn kids.
It is the kids. Thank you, Lauren. I'm glad you caught on to the fact that it's not my fault. It's the stupid kids. It's stupid kids. Hold on. I'll find them. I hate them. Hang on. I'll fix it myself. Fuck the kids. I don't need them. I'll do it myself. I'll fix it without the kids.
There you go. You don't need them.
Man. I don't need them.
8th grader, or what is it, 6th grade?
They're here's the deal with the kids. They're middle school, Westview Middle School, and they're 6th to 8th grade. However, the leader of them, his name is Jimmy. He's failed 8th grade 9 times, so he's the only 20-year-old in middle school. So that's
Get it together. What's his name, Jimmy?
His name is
Get
Jimmy.
it together.
Yeah. Well, he's the one in charge of everything because he's taller than everyone. It really freaks everyone out. So they don't
Makes
know
sense.
they don't know how to handle that. Yeah, I know. Idiots. Okay.
That's why I like being tall.
That's why you what?
That's why I like being tall. People get scared of me.
Really? People are afraid of you? Are you in the heels or even taller with those heels, man? You'll kick somebody's ass.
I know. I get about like 6'2".
Are you
those
6'2"
heels
in the heels
sometimes.
or out of the heels?
In the heels.
It's incredibly sexy. Can I say that? I don't know if I can say that still. I don't know what's approved.
Sure. You just have to ask me if it's okay, and then I say yes. I think that's the rule.
That is the rule. Okay. Okay, here we go. I think I got it. There was a stupid I had it. I lost it. Hold on. I'll fix it. I'm still gonna fix it. This is well planned. Here's the problem with this, for some reason with this particular video, every time I boot it up, there's an Uber Eats commercial before it. It is. It's that,
Didn't you say that you drive for them?
Didn't I what? I do. Yes, that's my new.
That's why.
It's my new career. Yeah. That's great. Thanks. It's haunting me. Even during the show I want to do, the stupid show I don't want to do keeps showing up. All right. I think we're good. We are good. Okay.
Could be you.
Could be you. Here we go. I'm sorry it took me 9 hours to get this going, but here is from Circle the Earth. Could be you.
Gotta get away and make a few mistakes. I wanna get away now, making my great escape, just like I'm David Blaine. I gotta get away. Feels like I'm playing with fire, and I like it. Let's go and save for the night. Feels like I'm caged on an animal. Gotta break away. It's time to let go tonight. I wanna hear somebody say you want my body. I'm gonna make somebody say you want me. I wanna meet somebody, feel like being naughty. I'm gonna let you have your way. It could be you, or you. There ain't no turning back. I'm like a maniac. Just call me super bad now. No sign of slowing down. Let's go to crazy town. There's nothing in my way. Feels like I'm playing with fire, and I like it. Let's go and save for the night. Feels like I'm caged on an animal. Gotta break away. It's time to let go tonight. I wanna hear somebody say you want my body. I'm gonna make somebody say you want me. I wanna meet somebody, feel like being naughty. I'm gonna let you have your way. I wanna hear somebody say you want my body. I'm gonna make somebody say you want me. I wanna meet somebody, feel like being naughty. I'm gonna let you have your way. Say you want me. I wanna hear somebody say you want my body. I wanna make somebody say I wanna meet somebody, feel like being naughty. I'm gonna let you have your way. I wanna hear somebody say you want my body. I wanna make somebody say you want me. I wanna meet somebody, feel like being naughty. I'm gonna let you have your way. You. It could be you, or you.
Yes. Outstanding work. Outstanding. Thank you so much for
It's
doing
been a
the
really
show.
long time since I've in that video.
Oh, really?
I was
No
like,
way.
Yeah.
You guys look like you're having so much fun. They're
I think August is when we recorded that one, so it's been
Right.
a little bit of time.
Yeah, Dad's the new one, right? It just came out 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
That's cool. And hopefully the next one
Pretty
you're
cool.
shooting
They're
next
like-
week.
We're working on it. We're working on it. I don't know. We'll probably shoot it in April.
Okay, cool. Good. Excellent. All right, Lauren, I can't thank you enough for being here, man. I'm going to get you out of here. I know you got a rehearsal. Thank you so much for doing the show, man. I appreciate it. Thanks. Good luck with the band.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, yeah, please keep in touch. Let me know what's going on. I'll put all the info on the band in the description of our video, and it'll stay on the Quarantine Comedy YouTube page. So I'll send you the link. You can send people to it if you want them to watch this, or you can not tell anyone you're on my show. Well, yeah, that's your choice. You choose one of those two things, and it's all up to you.
Okay.
So,
I'll think
there we
about
go.
it.
All right, you do that, folks. Give it for. Thank you, I appreciate that. Give it up for Lauren Richards, folks, right there. Round of applause, young lady. Thank you so much. You're the best. You're the best. Thank you. Take care. That's Lauren Richards, folks. Things went well. The Westview kids screwed up the video, but it's their fault. What are you gonna do? Stupid kids. Stupid kids. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. Yeah, she was great, man. Thank you guys so much. There are also all kinds of people tuning in. Okay. Yeah. Thank you guys very much. Yeah, Lauren's great, man. I was thrilled to have her on the show. Guys, check out her music as much as possible. I put the information in the description of the video, and you will know. You'll be able to find both videos. Circle the Earth is the name of the band. Lauren Richards is the name of the amazingly talented friend of mine that was on the show. So thank you guys so much for being here. I'll be back in 2 days. Dave Steve will be here Wednesday. Screenwriter, good friend of mine, and agent. He's a great guy. He's been around for years. I don't want to say that. He's going to get mad at me. He's younger than me. So I've been around longer than him. But he's a great guy. He'll be here Wednesday. Also, I didn't mention this earlier in the show. This Saturday, if you're a Patreon fan, this Saturday, Schmidt Show. Here's the deal, man. I'm going to advertise this starting tomorrow. 2 weeks, I'm flying to Provo to shoot my first dry bar comedy special. I have 2 specials I'm shooting, 25-minute shows I'll be shooting while I'm in Provo, Utah. So this weekend, this Saturday at 6 o'clock Pacific time, I will be doing those shows back-to-back. For my Patreon fans. Here's how it works. If you're a Patreon member, you get to see the show for free. You've seen it before. It's just me doing stand-up, working on new material, and this is going to be a little bit tighter. It's going to be 2 back-to-back 25-minute shows. And then if you want to purchase a ticket and you're not a Patreon member, you can do so for $10. I'll put all the information on Facebook, and you can see it this weekend, Saturday, 6 Pacific. There you go. You guys have been great. Thanks for being here. As always, dream of Pinky.
Lenny Schmidt Quarantine Comedy was created, produced, and is hosted by Lenny Schmidt. We live stream on YouTube at 6 p.m. Pacific every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Special episodes occasionally stream or are uploaded on Tuesday and Thursday. Every episode is also launched as a podcast and can be heard on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. If you enjoyed the show, please like the video. If you really like it, share the video. If you really, really like it, please subscribe to the Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. You'll get updates on this and numerous other online comedy content that my dad produces. Check the info section below for detailed information on all of our guests. If you are a fan, you can follow and support them as well. Go to their page, like their content, buy their albums, purchase a shirt, any merch they may be selling. Anything you do will support performers, will literally help save the arts. In fact, if you want to support this show financially, just go to lennyschmidt.com/ifyoucan or Venmo at Lenny Schmidt Comedy. If you donate as little as $1 or as much as $10,000, it will help pay for the stuff my dad keeps breaking. If you can't pay for the comedy content, that's okay. COVID sucks for all of us. Enjoy the free show. If you want to find a way to support what we do, just subscribe to Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. That really helps a lot. Thank you for listening to my dad's show, and as always, dream of Pinky.